Welcome. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at this Lemorele wireless HD transmitter and receiver kit. So this was provided to me by the distributor, but they're not compensating me for this video and they're not reviewing it before I post it. If you find this video helpful and you want to purchase one of these, I'll put a link to it in the description on Amazon, and if you use that link it helps me out a little bit and doesn't cost you anything extra. Let me get the shrink wrap off here. Get this opened up. Okay, so here we have it. Let's take a look at the manual. So this has two parts. It has a receiver and a transmitter. So the receiver has an on-off switch, indicator light, 3.5mm jack, USB-C power supply port, HDMI, VGA, function button. So the transmitter has function button, indicator light, USB-C power supply, and HDMI. So here's a connection diagram. They're plugging the transmitter into a computer, and then the receiver gets plugged into a monitor or television. Of course, another application that a lot of people use this for is for projectors. So here are the pairing instructions. You can pause and read through those. Now it is paired from the factory, but if it ever becomes unpaired, you could use this procedure to repair it. And those are all the instructions. So let me pull this out here. So here's the receiver. So you can see we have the two output ports here. We have the antenna's on-off button. Here's the transmitter. And it looks like we have power adapters. Okay, so the power adapter has different adapters for your different countries. So it looks like we have Europe, UK, and US. So let's plug that in. And we have the power cables. So it has USB-A to USB Type-C power cables. There's two of those. It also comes with two antennas. I think that's everything I need. Oh, and an HDMI cable. So it comes with this short HDMI cable. It's a flat cable. So let's get this connected up. So I'll put the antennas in the receiver. I'll plug a power cable into the USB-C. I'll plug that into the power adapter, and I'll plug that in. So now the receiver is powered. I'll plug the transmitter into USB-C, and I'll plug this into the computer. So it does have this short cable, so if you're, say, attaching this to the back of a computer, maybe with some double stick tape or something, you could use a short cable, but I already have a monitor cable, so I will plug that into the receiver. Okay, so we have a screen here. Now this has an SSID and passcode, so we can connect to this with our devices. So I'm going to start by connecting this up to my computer. I'll plug into the HDMI and power with USB. And it automatically mirrored the screen. So here I can bring up a website. So there are many use cases for this. One might be a corporate office. You might have the receiver near a projector and the transmitter might be on an AV cart. So a person can just plug this into their laptop and transmit right to the projector. You could use this in a home to hook audio video equipment to a projector or TV. So if you have a wall mount TV and you don't want to have a Blu-ray player with cords hanging down from the wall, you can put this behind the TV and then have your Blu-ray player hidden away and transmitting wirelessly. Could also work for outdoor movie night. So you might take your projector outside, but you don't want to drag your Blu-ray player outside, so you could wirelessly transmit that. So I'll unplug this and we'll head over to my computer and I'll connect up to this access point and I'll go to the IP address it's listing there. So here we have a settings screen. So if I go to internet, we can add this to our Wi-Fi. So I'll do that in a minute. I'll go through the other settings here and then I'll set it up on my Wi-Fi network. When I set it up on Wi-Fi, my IP address will likely change and I'll have to go back into the web interface on the new IP. But we can look at the rest of the settings from here. So if we go to resolution here, you can change the resolution. So it's currently set to 1920 by 1080p, but you can see it has other resolutions here. You can even do 1920 by 1080p RGB, or you could do 4K at 30p. Then we have display mode. So we have fit to screen and zoom screen. We have language. Here we have the password. So the default password is just 123456778. We have compatible mode. I'm not sure what that is, but if you're having compatibility problems, you might want to try it. We have renew background. So it looks like we can change the background on this. We have Wi-Fi channel. So we can change this between 2.4 and 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. We have Airplay. It says mirror only, mirror plus streaming or auto. We have upgrade, so you'll need to have this connected to the internet to do that. It says pair with transmitter and reboot. So I'm going to get this set up on my internet and then we'll try wireless mirroring. Okay, so I entered in my Wi-Fi credentials. So now instead of using this transmitter, I can connect to it using Airplay. So I'll lift up from the bottom here I'll tap on the little screen mirroring. And here we have the device. I'll tap it. And now we're mirroring the phone screen. So there are multiple ways to connect to this. So I'm going to find another device to connect this up to in another room, and we'll test it out with a further range. Okay, so I've connected this up to a Fire TV Cube. It'll take a minute while it boots up, and we should see the display here in just a minute. And there we go. So since this has a Bluetooth remote, I can even use the remote here. And the Fire TV Cube is in the other room, probably around maybe 20 feet or so away. And it's actually partially behind a wall. So that's the Lemorele wireless HD transmitter receiver kit. I like the ease of setting this up. You just plug this into the device that you want to send HDMI, and you plug this into the device that's receiving it. So this is great for those situations where it's too difficult to use an HDMI cable, or maybe even impossible, or sometimes it's just not even convenient. So certainly in a boardroom, you could run a long HDMI cable and pass it around, people could plug it in, but it just wouldn't be very convenient. This is a much better option this way. Another place you could even use this is if you have a headless server somewhere and you don't want to drag a monitor over to plug it in to diagnose an issue. You can plug this into the server, have this plugged into a monitor, and you can see that screen remotely. So that's all I'm going to cover in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you like this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate it if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.